Hello, my friends, and welcome to a special edition of Dylan and the Details. Today, it's International Women's Day, and I think it's time to show our appreciation to women all around the world who have helped shape the gaming industry and how we play games. More specifically, I'd like to talk about my favorite characters from my favorite games because honestly, I don't think they get talked about enough. I couldn't possibly make this video without an honorable mention to my favorite artist, Chelsea Wolfe. She's gained fandom through folk and industrial and rock fandoms, and I just gotta say thank you. Also, a shout out to our honorable mention Heather because she's our favorite bread girl from Silent Hill 3, and she's a badass in her own regard. It would be very dishonest of me to say that there's not one decent character in Cyberpunk, and if there is one decent character in Cyberpunk, it's Misty, who's both acted and performed very well, unfortunately is in an atrocious piece of garbage game. Sorry, Misty. And now on to the meat and potatoes of why we're here. My favorite video game characters definitely would have to include Chloe Price, because frankly, she's everything I want in a video game character. She's edgy, she's emotional, she's hardcore, she doesn't stop, she doesn't give up. It's these human qualities that make her an actual person. She's not invincible, and she has her flaws, but Chloe Price is pretty much exactly who I would want to be if I were a woman. Her friendship with Max Caulfield really represents who she is as a person, and truly, I've not seen many video game characters give me this emotional of a response to, her being injured or hurt or killed. As someone who's into punk rock and heavy music and the counterculture, I really appreciate everything she is, and just really, she's an incredible character. And speaking of badass, you can literally not talk about badass without talking about Rebecca Chambers. And now, by this I mean, she literally saved the entire planet, guys. She's not just a virologist there on her day one, and she's not just toting Billy Cohen around like he's a briefcase. She is actually the reason we still have Resident Evil, so thank her, guys. Come on. Rebecca literally, if she did not do what she did in Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil Shinji Mikami remake, we would not have a world. We would not have a planet without this woman. I will elaborate further on that in the future, but for now, let's just thank Rebecca for even giving us this franchise. I said thank her! Now, when it comes to franchises that wouldn't exist without their female protagonists, The Walking Dead stands as a testament to this, because it showed how a little girl can grow up to be the biggest fucking badass ever. And it's thanks to Lee that she became this badass, but it's also because she is strong as a person. Since day one, she knew that hiding is sometimes the best option, and sometimes fighting is the only option. Throughout each season of Telltale's The Walking Dead, she grows a little stronger and a little smarter and is always presented with a new problem to overcome. She's a fighter, a mother, a protector, someone who's vulnerable and truly, truly is one of the best females in all of Vidya. Now, not every female has to be the hero. Sometimes they can be the anti-hero. And Sadie Adler from Red Dead Redemption 2, holy shit. Sadie Adler starts out as a housewife, isolated, high up in the mountains, and once her world is turned upside down and her husband is killed, well, we see an evolution. She becomes pretty much the most hardcore outlaw in the entire gang. This evolution she's gone through leads her to become the most bloody character throughout Red Dead Redemption 2. Although she is indeed one of the most violent characters in Dutch's gang, she is not one-dimensional. She actually has thoughts and provoking emotional scenes that actually lead me to say she's my favorite character in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now it's time to talk about the most misunderstood female on this list. I will say I understand why she is so misunderstood, but we'll get to that in a moment. Quiet from the Phantom Pain is one of the most intimidating bosses I've faced, simply because she's so hardcore with a sniper rifle. Now, a lot of you may remember her as the boob lady from the helicopter, but let me tell you this, she is so much more. Now, it would be an outright lie for me to say that she is not attractive. Of course, Quiet is hella attractive, but that's only part of her character. I know her outfit's pretty alluring and this, that, and the third, but let me be frank here. She's the most powerful person in the entire game, and let me say that for the cheap seats in the back. Quiet is the most powerful person in the entire game. And it takes everything to defeat her in battle. Let me tell you what, I seriously have not been more shocked by how much it takes to take down an adversary like Quiet. Genetically modified to fight, genetically enhanced to kill, she is one of the most badass characters in all of Metal Gear Solid. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe, like if you liked it, or if you didn't like it, go down in the comments and tell me why. I also have Patreon if you'd like to be a member, and I thank Brother Barry, Mike Mars, and Straight Up Brando for their continued support. Thank you once again.